Hello world, I'm Chris Pirillo, here today to share with you the 7 things that I do not like about my MacBook Pro with 15-inch display. Or is it the 15-inch MacBook Pro with Retina display? It's a MacBook and it's got 15 inches on the screen. Oh, and it's a Pro, unlike me. The first thing that I don't like about this MacBook Pro is that, unfortunately, the UI is not as snappy as I thought it would be. You know, it's newer hardware, so I figured the UI would be snappier. For that, I may have to wait for OS X El Capitan to come down the pike, if only because of metal optimizations. That was probably one of the more jarring changes when I first jumped into the whole Retina display goodness. It's nice, and it's clean, and I love how it looks, but unfortunately, things are a little jittery in spots. Mind you, I'm currently running OS X Yosemite. Hopefully the UI will be way snappier in El Capitan with metal. Come on, you buy a new computer, you expect it to look like it runs faster than the old one, right? Maybe I'm the only person who sees this as a problem. The next thing I don't like about my MacBook Pro is that the chassis gets dirty easily. And it's not like I'm insanely dirty to begin with. I keep a very clean workshop. It's just that everything seems to discolor the MacBook chassis with not much effort. I think those are water spots, but I'm not sure. I should also note that the chassis is very easily cleaned. But why does it attract dirt and grime so easily? Well, Chris, that's because it's made of aluminum. I care, but at the same time, I don't care. I have to clean it frequently. Or maybe I can just start using the computer like this. You know, not resting my palms on it. Seriously, what is that? It's like a crime scene. The next thing I don't like about my MacBook Pro 15-inch with Retina display, or whatever the hell it's called, is that the screen gets crapped up just as easily. This may not be a big deal to you, but it's a big deal to me, because I often speak while I'm using the computer, and spit comes flying out of my mouth. It's not that I mean for spit to come flying out of my mouth, it just comes out of my mouth and then lands on the screen. And then the heat of the screen, and I'm not saying it's too hot, it's not an overheated screen, but the heat dries up the spit, and then I get this dry spot on the screen. Blah! The solution is to do that before I speak. It doesn't really become a problem until I use something that has a white background, or in other words, the web. And it's really bad when you're editing photos, because you can't really tell if it's a pixel or dried spit. To give Apple a bit of credit, it's probably not just an Apple problem, certainly not just a MacBook problem. I've seen it happen on other screens before. My problem is why hasn't Apple fixed it yet? A spit-resistant screen. Now there's something that's begging to be developed. The next thing that I don't like about this MacBook is much like the thing that I don't like about my iMac, and you probably already watched that video already. In fact, did you watch the video of me talking about the 7 things I like about the MacBook Pro? I think I forgot to tell you to do that. Anyway, before you point out the fact that I'm reflecting the light in my glasses, let me go ahead and explain that the Facetime camera on this MacBook caps out at 720p, and it really doesn't do well in low light situations. 720p is nice 10 years ago. And yeah, I know I still live stream my videos in 720p at times, but hey, I'm not Apple! The next thing that I don't like about the MacBook Pro is that the built-in mic picks up fan noise easily. I know I could plug in an external microphone, but the system was designed to be perfectly portable, or at least more portable than other systems. Do I really want to be weighed down by a bulky microphone when I'm on the road and need to record things? I'm just saying, the microphone could stand to be moved into another location. I'm not an engineer. That's not what I'm getting paid for. In fact, I don't even think I'm getting paid anything. Apart from the support coming from our supernomies, you can join us and get 60 tech videos every month at chrispirillo.com. That's kind of related to fans. And when I'm talking about fan noise, you know what I mean, right? Now imagine that sound throughout this entire recording. Huh? Yeah! To some, the fan noise wouldn't be near as annoying as my voice. The next thing that I don't like about this MacBook Pro is that the HDMI port is only output, not input. Why? Why? You put the hole there, obviously things can flow in and out. Just so you know, this doesn't bend me out of shape that much. I'm just saying, it's reasonable to expect that an HDMI port that's perfectly functional as an HDMI port can support both input and output. Another thing I don't like about my MacBook Pro 15-inch with Retina display computer thing is that it's not easily upgraded. But that's kind of like a benefit to some. You get the unibody aluminum design, or aluminium, or how the hell do you pronounce that word? It's a very clean design, don't get me wrong. It's just that when it comes time to replace something, it's not very easily replaceable. Then again, throughout the years, I haven't done much upgrading of laptop type of computers. When it comes time to buying any kind of computer, whether we're talking about a laptop type of computer, which is the computer that I'm currently using to record this video, that's why you don't see the actual MacBook that I'm referring to. Trust me, it's right there. You've seen my daily vlogs. Huh? Unless you haven't. Or whether I'm talking about a desktop type of computer or a wrist type of computer. I tend to spec it to the gills. If I were to want to upgrade any component in the system, it would most likely be the internal storage, which, by the way, is a terabyte SSD. So now I've talked about the things that I like in one video, I talked about the things I didn't like in this video, I purchased it with my own money, and that's pretty much my review of this MacBook Pro. I could find things to like and dislike about anything out there, I think we all can, because there's no such thing as a perfect product, because what's perfect in tech today is definitely yesterday's news tomorrow. Despite the array of shortcomings, I still believe this is one of the better computers that I've had a chance to use. And one of the things that I like about Apple is it's not just about the hardware. It's about the hardware, the software, the platform, the service, the support, the experience. So when I look at the MacBook, I don't just look at it as a piece of hardware. I look at it as a piece of hardware amongst those other things. And thank you for watching my thing and the other things that I've done for you, whether you watched them today or at some point in the past. I can tell you this, I'll be doing plenty more videos in the future, so thanks again for your continual support. At this point, however, I'm going to leave you to your own devices.